Hello everyone, this is Batty of Batty Plays Games, and welcome back to Dwarf Fortress episode 11. Where we left off, we got the temple up, we got the walls, set up on some of the gates, and I think a few other we expanded out the river some here, and I think that was kind of it. So let's start by getting spots for the last gate here to get channeled out so we can get it set up. And the reason we want to channel it out now is because if you set the gate up, you can't channel underneath it. It doesn't allow you to do that. Let's also get the ramps here removed. Excuse me. And ramps here removed. And it seems we have some fish floating around. Yeah, we've got salmon that are making their way through the river, which is kind of cool. We got our field set up. Off screen, I changed a few more people's jobs around so we have a bit more even workload distribution. And I think that's kind of it. So let's unpause. And let's let our people start getting to work. We've got a lot of doors made and some beds. And speaking of doors, let's go ahead and get some made because some of the migrants aren't happy with not having a proper room. So we're going to get this sorted out as soon as we can. And last time I showed off the managers tab, which let us get a lot of things queued up to be built, which I think I built one too many doors in that. But it's still good because you can never have too many doors. Let's see. Let's get more beds set up. And more doors. This is all for right now. I don't think there's gonna be enough doors for all the spots. No, actually, yeah. There are enough doors for the spots. Now let's go ahead and get rooms set up. Let's see. There we go. We have two people sit there, which was the manager. And we might not even need that many rooms because some people will be married. Yeah, see right here, that's, 6 people taken care of with 3 rooms. It seems like a lot of couples are moving to the fortress. So we might actually have too many rooms, but we'll always need more rooms for people as they move in. I'm probably gonna hold off giving kids rooms on the first little pass here because eventually I like to make a kind of, I guess, like a floor that's just for the children, because if they're out roaming about in the surface part of the world, they can get kidnapped, and that can cause a lot of problems for the fortress, as well, the parents get upset, and that can cause tantrum spirals, which can quickly kill a fortress. Resize one. And I'm gonna put the child and the baby right here. So, all the children at this little spot here, so that whenever it does come time to relocate them, I'll know that they'll be right there. And as the baby doesn't really need a room right now because it's being carried by the mother, if another migrant wave shows up, I can just easily assign the room to that person and assign the room to the baby later. And speaking of the children here, this child right here, whenever you see the little purple thing right there, they're playing make-believe, because the kids, kids do need to play and have fun. So let's make them some toys. So let's make a bunch of rock toys, and we'll get them something nicer later, something out of metal maybe. But it's fun just to have something there for them for right now. And let's also get some anvils made. So we're gonna go to furniture. We're gonna go to iron, and we're going to go to. I guess it's not in this one. So other objects, iron. Yeah, there we go. Other objects, iron, and we're going to make 3 iron anvils. So we'll have 4 magma forges set up. And it looks like it takes 3 iron bars to make 1 anvil. Let's also make a handful of bins, just to have some of them made so we can get a few things set up. Like a bin will be put in here to put all the gems in, so it frees up more space there, and one will probably be put here to put iron bars into. Let's hit J and M to see how many of the things we've requested to be made. And it looks like I didn't make any doors, so that's good. But of the 40 tables we requested, there's still 32 need to be made. 33 thrones, 31 coffers and cabinets. And while that's also being done, let's hit D and let's hit N. Let's remove constructions here and here. And we're going to do that so we can get the walls up here finished off with the things we need. And let's clear out a bit more of the forest around the walls, just to make things a little bit easier on making them, and just in case an enemy does try to climb the walls or climb the trees to get on top of the walls. And as we kept these trees around here, the apple tree there, ginkgo trees, apricots, hazelnuts, and these were, I think, were just kind of kept in just in case, or to give shade to the fissures down below. Let's go down and let's hit I, and let's do that there. And we're going to make this one a G for gather, pick fruit. And we're going to do that one for here. And here. And we're going to tell the wood shapers to make more step ladders. We'll make more step ladders this way that people can, well, they use the step ladders to climb up into the tree just enough to pick the fruit. And this should help supplement our food sources, plus the fruit can also be used to make booze of different types, which will make people happier, because if somebody likes, say, an apple cider, or, you know, something like that, they'll prefer to drink that, and it'll give them a, a boost in happiness. Well, it looks like the anvil's already made, so let's hit B, let's hit W, and let's hit, where is it? V, Magma Forge. Let's get our Magma Forges set up. Oh. Hit the wrong buttons. And obsidian blocks. Magma Forge, Iron Anvil, Obsidian Block. And Magma Forge, Iron Anvil, Obsidian Block. We will need to expand our pasture area a little, because we don't want it to be overcrowded, which, as you can see, the little brown spots, that's where it's just dirt that all the grass has been eaten up off it, because the animals do need to eat certain amounts. And eventually we'll also need to probably prune out some animals that we don't want, because certain animals are just not really as useful. Like, say, rabbits. You think, oh yeah, if you have like a bunch of rabbits, you can have a bit of meat and a bit of hide coming in all the time. But rabbits don't really give meat and don't really give bones, and I think the only thing they give is hide whenever you butcher them, and that's kind of the only point to really having the rabbits is as a meat source. But they don't really give a lot of meat, and the dwarves don't really care for them much as pets, so they're kind of not as useful as you would think. Let's get the last bridge set up.
Baby's been born.
Yep, and another baby's been born. And let's see, how many gears do we have? Let's go ahead and make some more gears so we can get the bridges all set up with levers as soon as we can. And these right here are a bunch of rock pots, so we don't really have many tables or chairs made at the moment. But we do have a lot of rock pots, and that's always good to have. And it's now autumn. And the levers for the outside walls we'll probably put maybe here, or we could put them here, but putting them here will make it easier to distinguish what's what and where's where. So let's hit B, let's hit Shift T, and let's hit lever. And we're going to put one here for the south gate, one here for the north gate, and one here for the east gate. And we have them set up so you'll know which gate and which lever goes to which gate. And let's go ahead and get this one linked to a bridge, so Q, A, and then B. And I've already forgotten where that lever, there we go. I second guessed myself. Okay. And that bridge is going to be linked there. And this one will be here. And yeah, we're almost out of gears, so we'll need to let more be made so we can, well, so we can have the things made, the bridges linked. And we also need to start thinking on a water reservoir, on where we're going to want that at, because we're going to, seeing as how the water's up here, and we'll probably have the well room right on here. We'll need to drop the water. Another baby's been born. We'll need to drop the reservoir around here. So that's 1, 2, 3 levels worth of water pressure that will be behind it. So we'll need to set up floodgates to control how much water we let in and don't accidentally flood our fortress. And we'll also need to think on how big we want to make the well room in general, which I think maybe an 11 by 11 might be a good, initial start there. So let's go ahead and get the blueprints all drawn up. I have it in there, and then let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Just doing double check there, and that seems like it would be good. Let's see how it sinks up down here. Now it's going to need to be pushed further out to about probably here as its starting point. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. And we'll actually probably push it out even one further, because if you just have it kind of like just rough hewn rock out everywhere there, the water becomes the water becomes basically dirty, murky, become murky out there, which it's usable water, but whenever you need to, say, do anything with medical stuff, it's best to have clean water, because if not, then it can cause an infection. And why is this person sleeping in the floor here? They should have... Yeah, they have a quarter, so I'm not sure why they're sleeping there. Who knows? So we're going to push this out a little more. And we're going to create here as the reservoir, and we're going to put a wall down there, and we're going to lay down stone, and we're going to do that also for the channel that will lead in. right now, let's get that there. Dug to there. And 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. And let's have the little entranceway there. And let's get rid of this spot that we're not going to be using here. We'll probably see how it's pretty wide, or long of a pathway, so we'll probably have stuff that branches off later, like maybe more lever rooms, or maybe even jail, or so on and so forth. But for right now, let's just get that started. And we're just going to get the area cut out, and then we'll have to figure out how we want to do the I guess channel. I'm not sure what we would call it at the moment, but we'll have to figure that out. And it'll probably be just something kind of simple, of just a one path, and then like a ramp up, and then a path and a ramp up, because we need to get it to here. And once we get to here, we can just go up to the top and dig a little channel there, and it'll start flooding in, which hopefully that will work on making sure everything is still clean water. There's no guarantee, so the outpost liaison has arrived, and looks like we have people coming in for trading. We'll need to get these fortifications set up as soon as possible, but for right now, let's get some goods sitting out. So we don't want to send any meat, fish, eggs, plants, fruits or nuts, seeds, drinks, leather, cloth. We don't want to send any of that. We'll send, however, finished crafts. Let's see. Tools, barrels. Let's send the small cut gems as well. And hopefully we won't be sending our goblets. And speaking of that, we need to start getting brews made, because we are running out of drink. And here comes the caravans. They sent a large one, it looks like. 3 wagons. They're getting goods set up. We will request the trader. And it looks like one of the guards for the caravan decided to go chop up a wild animal. Yeah, they're fighting a capybara. Let's trade. Okay, let's see what they have. We don't want any gold bars, bismuth, zinc, steel. We don't need any of the gems they brought, or the glass. We could easily get some clay and start making clay items soon. Let's continue on. Ropes we don't need. Water skins. They brought some animals. Let's see. Let's get a sow. Water buffalo bull. Turkey hen. And a peacock and a peahen. Turkey gobbler. Turkeys are some of the better birds to have because they give a lot of meat and they lay a lot of eggs. They just take a long time, well, I wouldn't say a long time, but they take about 2 years to grow to full maturity, while things like chickens and gooses, they take about a year. But let's see. Nanny goat and billy goat. Let's go ahead and get them. Let's go ahead and just tag all the animals just in case, just so we can see how much that would actually cost later on. Ram, we don't need the lead cage because it's just an empty cage. Hen, bull, duck, goose, boar, guinea cock, drake, peacock, hen, drake, dog. Nah, we don't need any dogs. All of that would be 2,602 dwarf bucks, which we might could do because we have 7,526 in just this bin alone. So let's see, what else do they have that we could use? We don't need any training weapons, we can make those ourselves. We don't need any gear at the moment. We can make that our own as well. Let's see, pigtail seeds, cave wheat seeds, gypsum plaster, rock nuts, gypsum plaster, pigtail seeds, deadwood cup, rock nuts, cave wheat, plump helmet spawn, sweet pods, and here we go, some wool cloth, some silk cloth, let's see, more wool. Let's get some leather. Another thing of leather. The leather is really cheap, it looks like, so that's good. We'll need to use that a lot for backpacks and water flasks, which will be needed for our military, which we'll need to set them up soon. Leather bin, let's see, another leather one. We don't need any bolts, we don't need any anvils now. We could buy a bunch of food, which all the food is really cheap and we'd be stocked for a while. More quivers, trap components, cheeses, and sheets of paper. So let's just grab a bunch of food, or actually first let's some puzzle box. I'll go ahead and sell the older spit. It's worth 620 dwarf bucks, which is kind of crazy. The crutch is worth 1,000. Scepter there. Let's see. And those are all the gems. Looks like we'll have to sell most of the cheese and the crafts that we made, which is a good thing we made them when we did. Okay, we have 6,000 worth of goods, or 6,000 dwarf bucks worth of stuff we're willing to trade. Let's go up to the cheaper food and buy a bunch of it. Just to have a lot of food stocked up. And if we go over what we have set up, we still have all the gems to look through. Bunch of fish, cave lobsters, lungfish, pond turtles. Prepared food. And we might see if they have any different booze that we can trade for, just to get some variety for our dwarves, because I'm sure they're probably tired of just wine. So let's look to see if they have any booze for sale. Let's see, buckets. Bunch of blood. Not sure why we'd want to buy blood. They have one thing of beer. And it looks like that's actually all they have, is just one barrel of booze. Kind of disappointing. And it looks like we did go over our amount there, so let's go to the gems here and sit down there. We'll cut red zircon. Seems like our red zircons are what sell for a lot. And those are rough red zircons, we won't keep those, we can cut them. Let's sell some of the kind of lesser cost gems. Okay, let's hit T. And they're wanting more, of course. So let's just toss in this really expensive rope there. But let's try to get some cheese added in. Because we don't want to give away too much of our stuff, or I mean, it'd be kind of silly that we gave them a bunch more, and they're still wanting more. So let's and of course they're starting to get mad. So let's put back some of the animals. Let's put back the no, let's keep the cows. Let's put back the let's see. Although the cows are the most expensive ones at the moment. Let's put back the drake, guinea hen, blue peacock, drake, guinea cock, goose, the duck, hen. No, let's keep the hen. Guinea cock, peahen, peacock. And they're still... So we're gonna have to just put back the cows. And let's try to keep the bull. And they're refusing now to trade, and we can't seize their goods, so they just kind of wasted our time. So, and they can just screw that on off because they don't want to trade with us fairly. Well, forget them. We'll trade with the elves. Let's get the sections of the wall set up. Spots that we'll need to set properly. Let's get this tree knocked down. Let's see. Let's pause for now, and we'll continue in the next episode. Leave a comment if you want, if you enjoyed this. Thank you for watching, and hope to see you in the next video. Bye.